Wilmington, North Carolina. So you're looking at making a move to Wilmington or maybe buying an investment property or just visiting. This video, we're gonna discuss what you need to know prior to moving to Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's get into it. What's up everybody, welcome to the channel or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you are notified every single Tuesday and Thursday that I drop a new video pertaining to all things Eastern North Carolina and the Jacksonville and Wilmington region. Guys, my name is Avery Hamilton. I'm with American Home Team at eXp Realty, and as much as I love making these videos for you guys, I would love even more to help you with your real estate needs. So that phone number and email address popping up on the screen, I am the guy that responds to those calls, texts, and emails. I would love to have a conversation with you and help you make a smooth move to Eastern North Carolina. But without further ado, today we're talking about what you need to know before moving to Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's get into the video right now. All right, and jumping into it, the first thing we're gonna discuss is not very fun, but it is super important and critical that you are aware and prepared for it, and it's that of the hurricanes here in Eastern North Carolina. Guys, Wilmington is a coastal town, which means that it is prone and susceptible to storms and hurricanes. And it's not every single year that a catastrophic hurricane, a 3, 4, or 5 category hurricane rips through Wilmington. The last one I think was Florence. But we are subject to tropical storms pretty frequently. You will get hit with tropical storms, and so that means a lot of rain, a lot of wind, maybe some hail, right? That you need to prepare for. And if that upgrades into a category 2, 3, 4, 5 hurricane, you will be required to evacuate. So it's best to be prepared should that happen where you do need to evacuate. It's best to be prepared to head up north or out west or somewhere safe where you can stay for 2-3 weeks before you're okay to go back home, because I know that there are several homes where it could, especially if you're on the island, like Carolina Island or Wrightsville Beach or even into Topsail, Hampstead area, you might be washed out and flooded for a little while. So it's best to figure out a contingency plan where you're gonna go for 2 to 3 weeks while everything kind of flushes out and returns back to normal. But hurricanes are one of those things, it's just nature of the beast. You have to be prepared for it if you're gonna move to Wilmington. All right, moving on, one of the considerations that you'll wanna consider prior to moving to Wilmington is the traffic here. It is pretty high, especially during your rush hour. So 9 o'clock, lunch, 5 o'clock, right, when people are coming on and off work, traffic can get pretty bad. The city, in the grand scheme of things, is very, very small, and it could take you about like 15 minutes to get from one end to the other. Right? But during those times, we're looking at about 45 minutes to maybe even over an hour of commute time taking the same path, right? So that same route that you take on those off hours where you get through 10 to 15 minutes, it's gonna take you about 45 to a little over an hour. The North Carolina Department of Transportation is actually creating a bypass, right, that is expected to divert roughly 15 to 20,000 people per day. So hopefully that clears up the traffic patterns a little bit, allowing, greater ease of access to work and home and play wherever you're going. But it's definitely something to consider when you're looking at moving here, right? Where are you gonna be working? Is it gonna be across town and you might get stuck in that rush hour traffic, might make you late? So something to consider if you're looking at one side versus the other or one beach versus the other. You're definitely gonna wanna consider those traffic patterns from home to work. All right, moving on. The next thing I want to talk about, just so you know, is the allergies here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Spring all the way until the winter time, you will get severe pollen, right? And so a lot of people, if you have allergies, really bad allergies, the spring to the winter time is going to be the worst experience for you, right? Pollen is all over the vehicles, it's all up in the air, it's on your houses, it's going through your ventilation. And a lot of people that I know with really bad allergies hate this time of year, because not only does everything turn yellow and that's the pollen all over everything, but they feel like they're going to die with their allergies, right? With stuffy noses, headaches, sore throats, so on and so forth. We do have a number of allergens that are spread through the air, right, with the wind, and that is the grass pollen, tree pollen, and weed pollen. And so basically, tree pollen starts in the beginning of spring, right? Like March, April timeframe. And then it goes grass pollen in the summer months. And then you have weed pollen into like September, right? And then everything basically dies off into the winter time. But then late February, early March starts right back up. So I know, like, when I lived in Richlands back in 2015 through 16 and 17, I never noticed any allergies for myself, right? It wasn't up until this past year that I noticed allergies, and sometimes they develop, right? And it's different for everybody. But if you are one of those people that has really, really bad allergies, it's something you're going to want to consider and prepare for, and chat with your doctor about how to mitigate your allergies and some of the symptoms while you live here in the beautiful Port City. Now, let's talk about real estate in Wilmington, North Carolina. That's what a lot of you guys are looking for, so let's talk about it. So Wilmington has quite a diverse real estate market, right? We're looking at everything from high-end beach properties to old historic homes to, duplexes and quads, right? Investment-worthy properties, condos, townhomes, apartments, all of the above, right? As far as real estate goes, the median home price in Wilmington is $340,000. It's the median, but we are looking at beach properties that stem anywhere from $1 million to, $13 million, right? With the greater part of the range being about $1 million to $6 million. Beautiful, beautiful beach properties along Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach. I think there was one on Carolina Beach that was just on the market for $13.9 million, which is one of the higher sales in the area, right? But the one thing that is phenomenal around here is the rental market. So if you're an investor and you're looking at potentially buying your own home and then getting into the investment space, right, and getting some rentals, this is where UNCW is, right? So during those semester months, you are gonna be in business, right? Your house is always gonna be rented out. You're always gonna have an occupant in the home, in the investment property, right? So investment here in Wilmington is really, really, really strong. And if you're looking at buying a single family residential, you can find anything, right? There's a lot available right now, but also with pretty good prices. Like I said, the median home price is $340,000, so that makes it lower than a lot of areas in the country. So if you're coming from up north, like in the Northeast, like in Maine, New York City, New Jersey, those areas, you're gonna be rich moving down here to Wilmington. You're gonna be a short drive over to the beach, and you get to benefit from the food, beer, wine culture around here. The scene is incredible, but with the real estate here in Wilmington, you just simply can't go wrong. All right, and moving into the economy section of this video, Wilmington, North Carolina's economy has grown by 4.2% over the last couple of years, which is really, really good, right? But why do you guys care? You guys care about the industries as far as jobs go, right? If you're not relocating because of a job, you probably need to find a job here in Wilmington. So the largest sectors, the largest industries of job creators is in healthcare and social assistance, accommodation and food service, as well as retail trade, right? So those are the big three. The retail and trade is no-brainer. That's pretty much everywhere in the United States. Retail is a massive, massive sector, right? But healthcare is a phenomenal sector here, as well as the accommodation and food service, right? But with that said, UNCW employs a ton of people as well. So that's the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. So if you're looking at potentially, getting into a professional job at the college, or maybe you're a professor or some kind of social worker or something of that nature, right, in finance or payroll or something, you might be able to score a job at UNCW. If you need help finding any of those resources, certainly reach out. But overall, the economy in Wilmington is booming, and with it being a tourist destination, is expected to grow even greater over the next couple of years. So as far as you making money when you move here and finding a job and being able to afford it, it's definitely going to be affordable, and you're definitely going to be able to make money, and you can probably double your income with how much is actually available here in Wilmington. All right, moving on. Wilmington, North Carolina is known as the Hollywood of the East. Wilmington, North Carolina has been the spot for a lot of TV shows and movies, some of which are The Conjuring, Iron Man 3, Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, just to name a few. The area is known because of its historic charm, its small town feel, its coastal vibes, right? Is one of those areas that you just can't beat when it comes to film. So the film industry here in Wilmington, North Carolina is top of the charts. And like I said, some big name movies and big name TV shows have been shot here before. All right, and the next thing I want to talk about is the small town community feel here in Wilmington. You know, everybody I talk to about Wilmington is shocked at how big the city actually is, but how small it actually feels. And part of that is because everybody here is so friendly, right? You can go and make friends with your neighbors. You can make friends with anybody just walking down the street or at the restaurant or at the, the retail store or on the beach or what have you. But the biggest thing that I think contributes to the small town vibe is that all of the businesses around here, the restaurants, the shops, the, coffee shops, so on and so forth, have a huge emphasis on eat, drink, and play local, right? Being that local resource and shopping local, right? That is huge in this area. So if you're somebody that likes the big chain restaurants, the big chain mall type stores like a Macy's or whatever, right? You can get some of that stuff here, right? Don't get me wrong. But what makes Wilmington Wilmington is the fact that it's such a big area with such a small town charm vibe, right? And we want to keep it that way. So with the influx of residents moving here and whatnot, we want to keep it that small town feel, right? That's part of the desire of coming here. And I think that if we keep it to that shop local mentality, we can certainly do so. But once again, there are some of the big chains around here that you can shop at if that's more of your thing. But one of the things that a lot of out-of-towners say is that they're shocked at how small town vibe it actually is. All right, and with all of that said, that was everything that you need to know before moving to Wilmington, North Carolina. Guys, there are some things that I'm not able to discuss in the video because otherwise it would be an hour long, and I'm sorry, I'm not making an hour long video, nor do you want to watch an hour long video. But if you have any questions, concerns, complaints, feel free to reach out to me directly at the number and email provided, or if there's any videos that you want me to make talking about anything about Eastern North Carolina, feel free to reach out. I would love to make those videos for you. But once again, my name is Avery Hamilton with American Home Team at eXp Realty, and I would love to help you with your real estate needs. So that phone number and email popping up again on the screen. Go ahead, shoot me a call, a text, or an email. I am the guy that responds to those, and I would love to have a chat with you. But until the next video, guys, have a great week. See ya.